Coming up on this week's show. Addy pumps some iron. Rajan hits the floor. And I forget the rules.
There you go, run it out, run it out! Let go of the bat!
Hello and welcome to The Travel Show with me, Lucy Hedges, coming to you this week from the heart of a very low-key lockdown London. Now this year has seen a whole host of events cancelled or postponed all across the world, from the Tokyo Olympics to the annual Wimbledon Championships. So we thought, what better reason to take a look back at some of our favourite sporting adventures from the Travel Show archive, where, although we may not have championship potential, we certainly make up for it with enthusiasm. First up, back in 2017, Addy headed to Washington to take part in the Working Wounded Games, which sees adaptive athletes compete against each other in a series of weightlifting and bodybuilding challenges. And being the only person on the Travel Show team who's actually won an Olympic medal, Addy certainly had a reputation to keep up. So let's see how he got on.
Final photo for volunteers, leading up this way.
Most parasports categorized by ability, but the Working Wounded Games are different. By modifying the rules for each individual athlete, they encourage people with a range of capabilities to compete together.
It's called the Working Wounded Games.
Right.
So who is allowed to compete in these games?
Anybody that has some sort of permanent adaptive need that affects them physically.
So you're really inclusive and open to everybody?
Yes, we actually really get excited when we have first-time athletes, first-time competitors.
This is the calm before the storm. Everyone's all chilled out, but then the madness begins when they start competing.
Come on! Come on, you're a beast! Come on! Fight it! Up, 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 up! Ready? You did some extra reps there.
I did do extra reps.
Are you just trying to show off? He's saying
I was trying to show off.
He's saying it's too easy now.
Since sports people of all abilities take part, Wesley challenges me to a light workout.
I've got to use that skiing machine, burn up calories. Then I've got to tow this sled, and I've got a kettlebell that I've got to lift up and down. And I've got to keep doing that for 12 minutes. It's going to be sheer hell. Wesley, you know what time it is, brother. I'm going to give you a Travel Show whopping. 3, 2, 1, That's hard. Really hard.
I see that sweat, bro. That's what you need. Right on.
Have they unstrapped me? Right, it's your turn. Do some work.
I think you'll agree that was a pretty impressive effort from Addy, and he did us proud at that truly amazing event, which usually happens every year. But what with 2020 definitely not being a year like any other, let's find out what happened by talking to Sarah Olsen. Nice to meet you, even though it's virtually. So you're not in the United States, you're in Afghanistan. Why is that?
So I'm a reservist in the U.S. military, and I got called up to support the NATO Special Operations Component Command.
With everything that's been going on, what happened this year?
It's been like everybody else, trying to juggle and figure out what it means to support our community and support people with disabilities virtually as much as possible. You know, all of our training seminars were in person. All of our competitions were in person. A lot of the support we provided to communities were in person. And so really it was a bit of a reset and rebuild year.
Well, you know, this event must be a real focus for a lot of the athletes. And, you know, when we were back there filming in 2017, we kept hearing about this real sense of community among athletes taking part in the championships. So what stories have you heard from them about the event not going ahead this year?
So obviously a lot of disappointment, you know, with people with disabilities being really impacted by COVID to a higher degree. We weren't going to risk the health and safety of our athletes by trying to do it in person, no matter what the demand was. Yeah. So the fact that we're starting to do seminars online and we're starting to come up with our own platform to do these competitions online has really been very positive. The other thing we've done is there is a fitness app called Burn Along. That enables people to, let's say you and I wanted to do a workout together, but obviously I'm in Afghanistan and you're in the UK. Yeah. This app would allow us to pick the same workout, log on at the same time, and be able to essentially FaceTime and do the workout together.
Wow. Yeah.
So we have adaptive yoga, we have adaptive weightlifting, we have how-to as well as more functional fitness. And so that was been sort of our stopgap, if you will, between actually developing our own platform and not providing the face-to-face interactions.
So let's talk next year. Is it going to be back bigger and better than ever?
So I think we're still going to do virtual next year. I think we're going to play it safe and just plan for a virtual competition and then come back in 2022, which would be year 10 from 2012. And make that the big event. Hopefully vaccines will allow us to do face-to-face. So right now the plan is virtual in 21 and bigger and better than ever in 22.
Thanks, Sarah. Fingers crossed the event is back again in 2022. Well, following on from Adi's pretty impressive performance in Washington, here's Rajan, who didn't cover himself in quite as much glory when he took on a traditional wrestler during a travel show trip to Mongolia in 2015. I wonder if you can guess who won.
And now down to the nitty-gritty, the art of combat, Mongolian style, where there are no weight divisions, so the biggest are often the best.
Okay.
So before that, you have to faster.
My translator helps me to get to grips with the strategy.
Yeah, pushing that hand out, and then I could get this one down, and then do this one second, and then he's. I've got both hands. How am I swinging him?
Use your elbow to open.
Like that. Oh. Okay. So this goes down, this goes up, and I go for which leg? This leg?
After several hours of quite intensive training, it feels like I'm suddenly getting it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm still under no illusion it's going to be easy.
So after all that, how do you feel about tomorrow?
My main worry is that I fall really awkwardly and injure myself, if I'm being absolutely honest, because I'm not going to get anywhere near average, even basic standard.
So his last advice was very important, that relax your body today, have a really good relax, then your body will be loosened up.
So here we go. Nadam is an annual festival which takes place every year right across Mongolia. Participants compete in the three manly sports: horse racing, archery, and wrestling. The biggest and most popular with tourists is, of course, in the capital. But this is the real deal. And to begin, the pomp of the opening ceremony. I spot my mentor.
Idre, how are you? Amjad, good luck.
And Idra is one of the first to compete. The match is won whenever someone falls to the ground or anything but the soles of the feet or hands touch the floor.
It could be you.
I am just about to go on. And I was okay until just now, but the guy before with Idris dislocated his arm, which is freaky. It was freaking me out a little bit. Minutes to go before my bout, and this is my opponent. The one tactic Idre taught me doesn't really work. And from that moment on, I'm in a bit of trouble.
Good luck. Thank you.
Rajan obviously itching for a rematch there in Mongolia back in 2015. Well, stay with us because still to come on this week's Look Back. Krista braves the waves as she goes wild swimming off the Scottish coast, and I have trouble picking up the rules when I try my hand at a traditional street game over in New York.
Let go of the bat!
Now, one of the best things about working on the travel show is that you sometimes get to do some of the craziest things in the most unexpected places. That's one of the things that I really, really miss at the moment, and this next one is definitely filed under that category. In 2018, Mike travelled to Kazakhstan to get cleansed by a local shaman, as you do, before trying a spot of snowboarding on sand. I was so jealous he got to do that one.
The dune stretches for 3 kilometers and reaches a height of 150 meters. And let me tell you, it might look placid from a distance, but it is an entirely other story once you're up there.
It's a little bit windy today, but we're on the singing sands, and I guess that's always how it is here. For myself, I've gone snowboarding before. What are some differences with sandboarding?
Здесь не нужно давить на доску, здесь нужно позволить ей ехать. И она поедет очень медленно, медленнее, чем на снегу. Нужно отклониться немножко назад и дать ей позволить проехать. Не делать резких движений никаких.
Okay. Lean back, yeah?
Да, немножко назад.
That being said, it was comforting knowing that I'll be going slower than on snow. And also the cool thing about a sand dune is there's no trees. So, I mean, I guess it's safer, right? No doubt, though, this is definitely the definition of an extreme sport. And here I am strapped in.
Okay, you ready?
I think I'm ready. Great sport. Not like this. Like this. Oh. And then the board comes up. About to come down. She's standing up. She looks excited, but a little bit nervous. You got it, Carla! Yeah!
But before long, we're starting to get the hang of it.
This is a lot of work. What's incredible though is when you come down, as the sand starts to avalanche, you can feel it shaking and reverberating underneath the board. It's very cool. It sings as you come down. And we got our final round from the very, very top. If I can make it. Let's stay here and take a break for a sec.
And with that, my trip to Kazakhstan is at an end. And what a ride it was.
Yeah!
Amazing. Mike on Kazakhstan singing sand dunes back in 2018. Next up, wild swimming has become pretty fashionable over the past couple of years, and last September we sent Krista to dip her toe in the water off the Scottish coast to give it a try.
Right, are you ready for this?
What's the best way? Just straight in or?
No, we'll probably a little bit of acclimatisation. Hands in first, a
Okay.
little bit of water on the back of the neck,
Okay.
and then we can just do a wee bit of floating,
Okay.
get a little water in the wetsuit, and then we can get on with it.
Let's do it. You're the expert. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, it's lovely. Oh, lovely, you say. Oh, do you know what? It's actually not, I mean, no, I'm lying, it's really cold. I was trying to be polite, but it's cold. But I think the longer you're in, you'll just get used to it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can do this.
Yeah, you can. You're doing it.
After a few minutes, thanks to my wetsuit, my body did start to warm up, and if you keep moving, it's fine. It's not advisable to come wild swimming unless you're really familiar with the area, and Norma is constantly checking in with me and guiding me to shallow areas where we can take a break.
Because we're now coming onto a low tide now, we've passed slack water, so it's a bit of a stronger, it's about the timing of the tide really. So we're at the stronger pool of the tide just now, so we're going to go with it. And the deeper we get just now, you can feel it again,
yeah,
that we're going that way. So you really need to be familiar with the area.
Due to the sea conditions, we weren't able to go to any of the Iron Age ruins on the islets, but we did manage to reach this place.
We've just come into this absolutely beautiful little cave, and it's so different, isn't it? We've just come around the headland, which was quite choppy and a really strong current, quite dramatic. And here it's so peaceful and calm. And though it's really dark, if I look down, I can see my feet really clearly because the water is so clean.
This is a relatively unexplored corner of the UK, and this certainly is a unique way to explore it. If it weren't for the cold and the jellyfish, I feel like I could just float here all day.
Krista enjoying the solitude of a wild swim in Scotland. Me, I'm much more of a team sports woman, which is why I was slightly worried about letting my side down when I went to New York last year and got roped into playing a sport I'd never even heard of. See how you think I got on. And cringe alert, I kind of had a few problems remembering the rules. If you come to the Bronx in the spring or summer, there's a street called Stickball Boulevard where most Sundays the Emperor's Stickball League keep this tradition alive. Okay, so as far as I can tell, each player has 3 attempts to serve the ball, 1 attempt to hit it. If they miss the ball, they're out. If they hit it, it's about getting to first base, second base, etc. To keep the game going, the street is closed off to traffic. There's a lot of smack talk as well, a lot of smack talk. In fact, I've been told smack talk accounts for 90% of the game. But there's also, you know, a lot of camaraderie. Everyone's just having fun. It's just about a bunch of friends getting together, hanging out. How did you get into it?
We are washed-up baseball players.
That's part of it, but the other thing is it's a tradition. Stickball is just a tradition that's always happened in New York City, and a lot of our parents kind of like put us into the game.
My family's been playing, over 50 years. I remember a young kid going to see my uncles play downtown.
That's really cool.
They got you into it?
Nope.
Nearly all of you have customised your bats. What are they made from?
Wood, most of them.
Yeah, they're closet poles.
Yeah,
Go to Home
yeah.
Depot and you know what I mean? We pick them, they're closet rods, poles, whatever you want to call them.
New York Emperor Stickball League was established in the mid-'80s. We've got approximately 100 members playing stickball.
One of the league's founders was called Steve Mercado. He was a fireman in Engine Company 40 who died in the 9/11 attacks.
It was his vision to just try to push this, advance this league. He always wanted it to be an Olympian event. So Memorial Day weekend, we have teams from California coming. We have teams from Florida, Orlando, Miami, Tampa. We constantly try to uphold the vision for him. His 2 sons, as a matter of fact, play in the league now, but it's just a legacy that we just wanted to continue from there.
The power of some of these swings, you can hear it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit it that hard, but I'm going to give it my best shot.
All right, let's go. Come on.
Let's do it.
Let's grab a stick right here for you. There's one right there.
Alrighty.
Okay, all right. Let it bounce once.
Yeah.
Step into the ball. Okay. Okay.
I feel like the ball clipped the bat. I'm going for a clean hit this time.
All right, so this time you got to run to first base.
All right.
Now they're going to talk trash, though. Keep the eye on the ball.
Ah! Don't say it. Don't say it.
No. Okay. Just toss it out. That's good. There you go. Run it out. Run it out. Let go of the bat.
I think I'm going to leave it to the professionals. I need a bit more practice. I did warn you. I cannot believe I just ran off with the bat like that. Honestly, those guys gave me so much stick for doing that. But you've got to admit though, I kind of had them worried. Well, that's it for this week, but do join us next week if you can, when 1 year on from their devastating summer bushfires, we visit Australia's Kangaroo Island to see how life is beginning to bounce back. Catch that if you can, but in the meantime, remember to follow us on social media using the hashtag BBC Travel, where hopefully we'll give you even more inspiration there for the time when we can all start travelling again. Until next week though, from me, Lucy Hedges, and everyone else here on the Travel Show team, it's goodbye.